Well, can you turn a jack? Can you lay a track? Can you pick and shovel too? Listen, those hammer swingers talking to you.
We can have your attention. We're going to get started. I'd ask Coach to sit down. He's our guest of honor. Coach, get on that line. Let's get ready to go. Just keep. We're going to start, Coach. First off, I want to introduce myself. My name is John Odell, and I had the opportunity to play for Coach. My junior year was his final year here at Cushing. I want you also to know that my father is Faye Odell, and every one of y'all have came up to me and said, "You look like your dad." Well, he is my dad. I'm glad you didn't say I look like Coach Combrink.
Amen.
That's good. So thank you for coming. We're going to start our time together with just a short word of prayer. Each of us has so much to be thankful for. So if you'd bow your head, I'll open us in a word of prayer, and then we'll get into our program. Father, thank you for the opportunity together as friends, former classmates, former teammates, and just have a time of fellowship where we can come together and show honor, respect, and love to Coach Combrink, who had a great impact on our lives, either as friends, as a father, as a husband, as an athlete. Father, his touch goes deep, and we praise God for his influence and the impact that he has had on our lives. So we look forward to showing him great honor today, but most of all, we want to honor you as our Lord and Savior. Thank you for the commitment that you gave to us on the cross and allowing us to meet today. In your name, we ask this prayer. Amen. Amen. I want to recognize a few people who are here today that didn't have the opportunity to be coached by Coach. Colin Knight, Superintendent of Schools, thank you for being here. Thanks for being a great administrator for our high school. Barry Patterson, Coach, thank you. Thank you for the way that you honor those who you put in the Hall of Fame. You show great honor to them, their families, and with great respect. And when we went through that, and I'm sure others would say the same, you made it a very special occasion for each of us. So thank you for all the hard work. A lot of us know the hard work that goes into that, and we appreciate you doing so. And then there are some who are here today that voted for these honors that we are honoring here today. I know that you're not supposed to stand and raise your hand, so we want to thank you for voting Coach in. Okay? You made a big mistake if you didn't. So thank you very much. But today, this is Coach's family and friends who are here today. So we want to thank you for coming to Cushing this weekend, and thank you for showing him great honor and respect and love for being here. I know a lot of you are from Arkansas. That's where a lot of my roots are from. I've got some tremendous jokes, but we're just going to let them go. They're from my dad, so I would have permission to do so. But thank you for coming today. We have some former teammates of Coach, classmates, athletes that Coach taught and coached. And we're going to do something a little bit different today. We're going to let all of you be a part of the program. But you only have about a minute. And you can either talk loud or we can carry this to you if you want. I don't think you'll need it if you'll speak loud, but if you're not capable of speaking loud, we'll bring this to you. But our thought was, Coach, And we did receive some phone calls from people yesterday that had to back out at the last minute, or this room would literally be standing room only today. And so what I'd like to do, I think we'll just start at this table if this would be okay. And we'll just kind of go from table to table. And I would like for you to introduce yourself and share how Coach had what time of life Coach was a part of your life, either as a teacher or coach. And if you'd like to say something towards Coach, this would be a great time to either show your appreciation or your dislike, whichever one you would like. But we feel like since you're here, there will be no dislike. I'm just kidding. Coach, we love you. And I'm just going to basically open the floor, and I'll stand out of the way. And would you start us off?
Yeah.
Okay. You want the mic?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm good, right?
Okay.
This is my roommate in college. He's my teammate at Cushing, and my teammate at Tulsa, and my good friend, and my neighbor when I was here when I was younger, before I ever moved to Cushing.
Yep.
And he's also the guy that got kicked out from Tulsa University with me at the same time.
You didn't have to say that.
We came to Cushing instead of going to a meeting on Sunday, so, and we both were glad we got kicked out.
Yeah.
And several other guys were glad we did too. But I've known him a long time. He's been a good friend for a long time, and I appreciate him. I'm so happy that he's gotten this honor, because he deserves it, in my opinion, and most of yours. I'm not going to tell him about the other stuff.
Oh, I don't think so.
Thanks, Chuck.
Anybody else?
We'll go to this table. Anyone else at this table?
Yeah, I was a teammate and classmate, and childhood friend of Max. Max, we just love you, and we're just proud of you that you could be honored to just, most of the time you're already dead and gone, and you're getting all this while you're still here.
Thank you, Bill.
One foot in the grave, one on banana peel.
But you have James.
That's right.
Good food. Yeah. All in Max, never remember that. Anyway, I just want to say that nobody deserves it any better than you do, Max. I've known you since you was 9 or 10 years old, and you've always been a good friend to me. And I won't say anything about the boogers and things like that. On the contest. But anyway, you deserve everything you get in here. Fine man.
Thank you, Poo-Poo.
My name's Carolyn Minix. My mom had Daryl's Cafe.
Yep.
I was not a teammate. I was a cheerleader. But anyway, I just want to say I was a classmate of 1956, and I just want to say that growing up with these guys is great, and I'm really glad to be here and honor you. You were one of the most respectful, kindest, most considerate boys in class, and the way you treated the girls with dignity and respect, and I appreciate that.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Johnny here.
I'm John Hilliard, and I was a senior when these young pups were sophomores. But when Max became coach, track coach, the JCs, which I was a member of, helped Max organize his first track meet, and it only had 30 teams invited to the cinder track out here. First track meet we had.
And we had them lined up in order, right?
That's right. We done it right, man.
And I'll tell Johnny Hilliard, when he was in high school, had a dream and ended up with a dislocated knee.
That's
And couldn't play the rest of the season.
Max, you remember the first track we had here?
Oh, yeah.
The practice field?
Yeah.
And they took a grader and made an oval out of it and it ran on the dirt.
I go back
further than that. We had a horse racing track.
half-mile track.
And it snowed every day. Okay, thank you all. This table, big boy, you up?
Coach Combrink was my coach for all 4 years I was in high school. He was my football, basketball, and track coach. And I think the most memorable thing I will take away from my life experience with the coach is he gave us the mental toughness as well as the physical toughness to succeed in life. And our senior year in high school when we were playing basketball, I believe was probably the funnest. It was the most grueling, but it was the most fun that we had. He was very special to our team and everybody else in school, I know. And but that is probably what I brought away from my life experience with Coach Combrink, just what he done for us.
Thanks, Mike. That was a fun team. I was on the seat 12. I get to sit on the very end. The coach would say, "Go foul." I'd say, "Okay."
I always had a hatchet
I'm Rick Keith, and I want to tell you about a man and what he did. And I might not make it through it because it's been with me for years. We were playing drum right at halftime in basketball. I went in, took my shoes off, and my feet were bleeding. I had terrible tennis shoes. Mr. Combrink took his off and gave them to me.
Well, I'm Rick Evans. And
Now, who are you?
Lethal.
lethal weapon.
I will say this, I wouldn't have wore a coach's shoes. I was sitting here thinking about this. Like Mike said, Coach had a great influence on me personally, and throughout my coaching career too. Some of the things I did, I guarantee you, came from director and coach and Coach Odell, two great influences on my life. So appreciate it, Coach, for being tough on us those days that we were doing some of that crazy crap we did. But you know what? It makes you tougher. It makes you face things later in life that you might have to face and realize you can get through. Congratulations, Coach.
I'm Randy Hollyman, class of '69, and there's probably not much I can say that I haven't already said to Coach. But I do want to address one thing. I got to know Lori, his oldest daughter, a little bit last night. And the one thing that I learned from that stuck out is that Coach doesn't feel like he deserves any of this. He doesn't understand the impact that he really had on so many people, in particular his players, the impact that set us all up for life. Life is difficult, and the things that we learned from you, Coach, is what we've carried on through our whole life. My cousin from Okmulgee came down last night. He didn't have a dad, and he came down because Coach coached him in the 8th and 9th grade, and he, Coach, was his surrogate father. And Terry credits him for his entire life as a father and a grandfather still today. And I just want you to know this. Coaches seek state championships, right? And they're hard to come by. But I hope you look at each player in this room and realize that each one of us represents a state championship for you.
Don't surprise you. Coach Combrink and Coach Odell, different than like a lot of people. I got hurt my freshman year out here in '65, and 11 o'clock in the morning, and got shipped off to Babbage Memorial Hospital. It was a pretty tough adjustment being there for 6 weeks. But when I came out, part of my rehab was running track for Coach Odell and Coach Combrink. Those 2 years gave me a chance to catch up with the other athletes and stuff. I was different because I wasn't a football player, but they treated me just like anybody else. They treated me and rehabbed me every day for 2 years and stuff. It's interesting that my track coach, Coach Odell was the head coach, and Coach Combrink assistant, that the football field and the tracks after 2 people that were my track coaches. And it's not about me, just listen for me just a second. In 2012, when I was inducted, I went to write letters to people, and on the awards, it wasn't about basketball. It was just important on that Hall of Fame, it said track, because those 2 years God had put these gentlemen underneath me to rehab me. Anyway, I wrote Coach a letter, and he contacted me back, but I just want to read just a small part because it's going to involve John and his sister, and it's going to say a lot about Coach Combrink. It's going to just take a second. I'm not going to just read the importance. It says, I love Cushing he's taking me back, so I love Cushing when I grew up, when I was playing there and I was coaching there. Cushing kids were tough, hard-nosed, refused to quit. You were one of those dedicated athletes. You made the best of your life, giving back to the youth. I love Coach Frisbee. He was a great person. I had the privilege of speaking at his eulogy at the high school and things we shared together. Coach Odell was one of a kind. I loved his family so much. I used to tease him about if I was younger, I would be his father. He would be my father-in-law because I'd be married to Susan. He says she was a special person and all of his children. John used to sit next to me on the bench during games. I had the habit of stomping my feet because I had a wimpy voice and wouldn't carry, but you could hear my feet. John was so close to me one night, I stomped my foot very hard. I said, I'm sorry, John. John said, it's okay, Coach, let's just win the game. He said, that's true dedication. I also had the privilege of speaking when the football field was renamed Fay Odell Stadium. I have so many stories that we shared through the years. He was my freshman coach in all the years in sports. He had to be the toughest coach and man I ever was around. We weren't allowed to make any mistakes without some sort of punishment. We thought that the end of the world had come, but as we got older, we appreciated the toughness, dedication, hustle, and he instilled in us. I love my high school coaches, Melvin Skelton, Dew, Ridley, which all made me play hard for them. They were very good coaches and men. I did a lot of fishing with Skelton and Coach Dew, and crow hunting too. Anyway, that's enough about that, but I wanted to be sure and put that because I'm telling you, Coach Combrink and Coach Odell, with God's help, they turned my life around, and I love them both. And Rick and John.
Anybody else? Yep.
Keith Carmel, I graduated in '71 and played football and basketball for Coach Combrink. And one thing I think that he instilled in us, he led us by his example. He did the right things, and he expected us to do the right things also. And if we didn't, we found out about it. Good luck, Coach.
Hi, I'm Rick Eubank, and just want to let you know Coach Odell and Coach Combrink have been just like a father to me all my life, and I love them for that. Thank you.
Hey, Moose, before Moose speaks, his nickname's Tawny Town.
Yeah.
You got it, Odell.
Let's get that straight. Tommy Town.
Well, I'm Melvin Brown. They used to call me Moose when I was in school.
Moose.
Still Moose.
I just a little country boy coming to school up at Cushing, and I was nobody when there, but he took me under his arm, and he more or less a father to me, and I respected him ever so much. I mean, I didn't know which way to go because it's just like going from grade school to college. When I come out of grade school, so it's been quite a deal, and I love him to death. And he taught me a lot, and I respect him all the way. Good luck, Coach.
Good job, man. Good job.
My name's Cindy Tate Ball. I was the the queen, thank you. Yeah, I brought my high school picture because I knew nobody would recognize me otherwise. In addition to being the queen, I was Coach Odell and Coach Combrink's student aide 1 hour. Oh my gosh, there was never a dull moment in that little bitty cubby hole of an office. To this day, you get, every once in a while I get a feeling where the hair on your arms stands up and the hair on the back of your neck, and you feel like somebody's watching you, and I halfway expect to see this one eyeball peeking around the door about 6'5" up in the air and just, staring at me or something. They were always up to mischief. I wasn't the recipient of all the hardcore stuff that a lot of the athletes had to put up with, but I had so much fun being your intern and your aide. It was a gas. Thanks.
Anybody else at that table? Sweet pie, we'll go back to you.
Well, I'm going to mention Kelly Burton because Brian's not going to mention his dad, your old classmate. Great guy. I want you guys to know that my nickname is Sweetie Pie. And as I stated at Coach Odell's service, I'm 6'6" and I'm 300 pounds almost. And I'm Sweetie Pie because Coach Odell gave me that name. But Coach Odell had help. The instigator's sitting right up there. I want you to know I've reported you and Faye both to the authorities, state authorities, for practice in developmental psychology without a license. You guys know they developed a lot of you too. But when I was young, real young, I don't know how old I was, but I had a blue jacket, and this jacket had a hood, and I had the hood, and all he could see was my face, and he thought I was a little girl. I think it must have embarrassed Max to be treating me like a girl when I was a boy, because he decided to get back even with me. And later on, when I came, I guess, a freshman in high school, him and Coach got together like they like to do and say, what kind of a name are we going to put on this one? And Max goes, let's call him Mary Jane. That incident, Coach ended up, Coach Odell said, we'll make him Sweetie Pie. Let me tell you something. He's responsible for a lot of my personal growth in my life. You go by at that age having boys call you Sweetie Pie, you better grow up with it. Thank you, Max. I love you.
I'm Kent Kinsey, part of the 70 basketball team that's sitting around right now. It's good to see you guys again. Coach, what can I say? I've said it before. Our parents instill things into us. You got to have somebody to back it up, to bring it out of you. I told Coach last night when he got that track named after him that I think I bummed a few knees and threw up a few times, sweat like crazy on that track. But you build us into men. And that's the greatest accomplishment I think you did for all of us. Mike said it well. When things get tough, you were there for us, man. Appreciate you much.
Yeah, before we leave that corner, my sister's here. Mary Susan, you stand up and say something.
Where is she? Well, I guess we just missed it, right? That age difference or taking a different path. Yeah. Coach is responsible for my nickname, So. And he would come up to me and say, so, how you doing, So? And I named my dog after you, Max. Big old German Shepherd.
What kind of dog was it?
It was a German Shepherd.
All right.
I got that dog when I was a junior in high school, and Mom and Dad had that dog for like the next 15 years. Don't ever let your kids buy a dog when they're junior in high school. I love you, think about you a lot, and it's really great to be here for you this weekend.
Now, she looks like her mother because that was her mother.
I'm Larry Grounds, I'm on class of 70, and there's been enough good stuff said, I couldn't add to it, but I'm glad to be here, glad to see everybody and hear everything that's been said today. We love you, Coach.
Larry Winter Sheet, computer, whatever. I guess I had the privilege of being a student. I had the privilege of being an athlete. I had the privilege of being an aide. I had the privilege of being a statistician. So there's a lot of good things that have been said today, and I don't contradict. I wouldn't contradict any of it. Coach taught us a lot in this one. Taught us about hard work. Taught us about mental toughness. But he didn't hesitate a bit to jump in and defend too. He didn't hesitate to enable. As a freshman, being entrusted with the scorebooks for the varsity club when we were traveling. And I can remember walking into the one gym, walking up to the official scorers table, putting my books down, and being told by the adults there that I couldn't sit there. I said, no, I'm keeping their books. And I said, no, we got to have an adult. And it didn't take very long before Coach Combrink was over at the table. And he told them, that's my official score. And if he can't sit here, we're getting into the bus and leaving. That meant a lot to me. And I learned a lot about being loyal to the people around you, the people that you entrust, people that you've worked to develop. And that will always be with me. And I know I wasn't the only one that saw that encouragement, saw that trust, and it will always stick with us. Thank you for all you did, Coach. Congratulations.
Class of 71. I want to introduce my son Christopher, my daughter-in-law Haley. Haley's helping with photos. You've given her your email, so she's going to connect with you, give you the link, so all these photos will be available. We've got a videographer today also that's going to have some of that ready for you. Special thanks back to Colin Knight and Barry Patterson. School has been, well, let me just say this. These guys have had to put up with me for a couple of years, you know, and that's bad. Ask Denise. We've been blessed with 43 years, and so these guys have had a couple of years of it, of the fun of organizing today and last night. Special thanks to John Odell for emceeing today. What a great job. Please before you leave, take time to look at the items out there on the table. There's a couple things to address. John Tuttle was nice enough. He's got a basketball jersey with Coach's number on it. We'd like for you to sign that, please, so Coach can take it home. Remember, the family purchased a Cushing hat last night. We'd like for all the students, players, to sign that as well, so Coach has that to take with him. But thank you all so much for honoring Coach and Mrs. Combrink today. John, back to you.
Okay. Chris, thank you for putting all this together. Thanks for providing our meal today. And then we've got a couple of little presentations we're going to make in just a second. I've got a couple of letters I wanted to read from some former athletes and friends who weren't able to come. And it says, Coach Combrink, my first image of you always are those coach's shorts and that awful whistle hanging around your neck. He said every time you blew that thing, he said damn thing, but since I work with FCA, I don't say that. But he said damn thing, it meant more running. He said, I must confess, I did on occasions hide behind the building by the track during the 1 mile warm-up that you required to start each practice. He wasn't the only one back there. You convinced me that I should go out for track my senior year, and I will always be thankful. In our discussion, you did agree I wouldn't have to run any event longer than the 2:20. I hated that quarter mile. That was David DeJarnett's race. Our team had some success that year as a team and as individuals. Track is like wrestling in that you are a part of a team, but also an individual sport. You meant a great deal to Cushing Athletics as both an athlete and a coach. I and many others are grateful for what you have meant to us. God bless you, Coach. Steve Cochran.
You broad jump 22.4 inches.
He can jump. It says, Dear Max, on behalf of my family and me, we send our heartfelt congratulations on your induction to the Cushing High School Hall of Fame for 2017. Additionally, we understand that the CHS track will be named in your honor, given your service to this sport as a mentor and a coach. Buster told me that he would be in attendance to witness your well-deserved recognition this year. He will keep his promise, however, in his presence will not be on earthly bounds, but one of the spirits from our Holy Father in heaven. He and Kelly Burden, along with other fellow players, will be cheering in your ears. The wonders of life always seems to take us by surprise, even though we acknowledge such happenings at a cognitive level. Buster was thrilled to be in Cushing last year for his induction with you and other players by his side. Your collective years at CHS are precious memories. When Buster passed away February 10th of this year, my family and I were not prepared. He and I were watching TV after a lovely dinner with friends, and the Lord called him home quickly. Nevertheless, our hearts and minds are comforted as we remember the experience of Cushing and Cushing for the Hall of Fame celebration. Thank you for attending that celebration along with your wife, sharing time with you, Bill, Corky, and others, as well as attending Kelly Burden's funeral, demonstrated the powerful brotherhood experienced from so many years. I regret that I am not here today. Congratulations, Max, Sue, and Kat. And then
Who was that?
Sue Bradley, I'm sorry.
Buster Bradley.
Buster's wife. Okay, and then this comes from maybe, I think one of the most phenomenal track athletes Cushing may have ever had. It says, Coach Combrink, I remember so well being in the football locker room with all the guys, Coach Odell and Coach Combrink, on those fall afternoons from 1966 through 1970, before and after football or track practice. Johnny Cash was on the turntable, not an iPhone. Saying John Henry was a steel driving man 1,000,000 times in a row. There was a camaraderie in that room that has been unequaled for me since, despite years of sports afterwards as an adult. The locker room was a constant place of excitement and stimulation. There were a few shenanigans, of course, being boys of a certain age, and these pranks, tricks, and practical jokes were met with either the coach's joy or the spanking paddling with the aerodynamic speed holes drilled in it. I doubt that paddle is politically correct these days, but then it served well its purpose and demonstration of the consequences of crossing certain lines of proper behavior. We boys learned those lessons well, carrying the red imprint of the paddle as a week-long reminder of our mistakes. Those lessons on how to be a responsible human, for the most part, stuck with me and have played an important role in my adult life, especially during training to compete in the 1996 Olympic Games in Atlanta, Georgia. My two friends and I won a bronze medal in yachting that day, or that year, and I am certain this wouldn't have happened if not for those life lessons learned in the locker room at the hand of those coaches. We learned to compete with all our hearts and mind, but we also learned dignity, perseverance, and even compassion from the coaches too. We kids were growing up by the minute, and the coaches offered us a safe place and a time to mature. Coach Combrink, congratulations on your induction into the Cushing High School Hall of Fame. You deserve this honor for having made us all better men and women. We thank you from our hearts. Class of 1970, Joe Kent Massey.
Three-time state champion.
Hey, John, you forgot another song that was on that turntable a lot too.
What was that?
Big Bad John.
Yeah, Big Bad John. Okay, I got to kind of pull myself together here for just a second. Flood of memories has flooded my mind and my heart. So what I'm going to do at this time is, Coach, I'm going to turn this over to you. If you would just take a few minutes, or take many minutes if you need, and just, you can share any thought, any word of appreciation. Just don't make us get on the line and run. Coach, this is your time. If you would like to say something before I close this out for the day.
I don't have a very good voice, so I'll have to talk into the. First thing I want to do, I want Chris, Bill Allen to stand up if they wouldn't mind, please. Come on. I would not be here today if it wasn't for these two guys nominating me. It about broke me. I went broke getting those guys to do that stuff. But what is so meaning to me is Bill Allen was my teammate. Chris played for me. What better could you have it than an ex-player and an ex-teammate to nominate me? I appreciate it. I love you guys for that. Chris Kinsey's been on my back for the last 40 years because I didn't give him a nickname. You know, Wormy was easy. He was about a 5'11" post player. So when he got the ball, he squirmed and turned and somehow got a layup out of it. And I'm glad to see his son here. I'm not sure I've met Rick.
It's Rick.
Rick. Oh, brother.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I thought you said somebody said it was your son. No wonder. Thank you, look like. Over on this section, there's Larry Holdered and my two friends from Rogers, Arkansas. I'm going to say this sounds funny, but my financial advisor. An ex-coach with a financial advisor. And then his son, if you want any silver or gold, that's the man to go see right there. I've got all of my family, my two brothers-in-laws, my daughter. There's one brother-in-law, he's small and he's only 6'7", 6'8". And his wife Silda, my brother-in-law Joe and Midge, and my grandson Mark and Becca, and 3 great-grandsons sitting back in there. My granddaughter Sarah and her 3 great-grandchildren. My daughter Kathy, Kathy. Her new husband. And my son, James King, who's our minister, so I've got to leave to be back tomorrow morning.
I'll be back for church in the morning.
And his wife Amanda. And Zach, stand up, buddy. He's another one of my grandsons. He's the shorter one of the bunch. And I'm proud of him. He's at the University of Arkansas.
And your granddaughter?
I'm looking hard. It's good to talk. Granddaughter. What is her name? No, Cole, that's right. Cole, her stepson to be. My friends, where's Ray? Ray back there taking pictures, and his wife and their daughter, Anna Grace. Who else? Am I missing anybody? Larry Holdered. Well, they're going to want a donation for the school. My old teammate Chuck Phelps and Bill Allen. Chuck was fullback, Bill was halfback. I blocked for him, so you can see what turns out if I'm blocking. Not much. And my daughter Lori's hiding back there with one of my great-grandchildren, Kennedy. Smile, Kennedy. I look around, I see people that I love you, I'm not kidding you. I look, the man from University of Texas, I just met a little bit ago, most valuable player, right, Chris? University of Texas, played for Abe Lemons. Anybody ever heard of Abe Lemons, Oklahoma City University? And I appreciate all of you for coming out. I'm blown away. I'm just absolutely blown away. And before I forget, and have to ride home by myself, this is my wife, Jane. I don't know why I messed up like that. I'm trying to see, but John Hilliard was, I'll give you this quick story. When I moved here, Coach Odell was athletic director, and I was assistant, and he said, "You'll be the track coach." I said, "Where's the track?" I thought, I'm not going to be a track coach if I don't have a track. So I commenced to get us a track. And it was a little easier for me. Did I introduce Mark Walton? Okay.
Yeah.
It was a little easier for me getting financial help because I was raised here. I moved to Cushing when I was 4 years old. Lived on Maple Street, Moses Street, Cherry Street, 838 East Cherry, 305 East 6th Street. Huh?
Harrison School.
Yeah, Harrison School. Corky got me on a horse and went around behind school, made it buck. I think it made me cry. It scared me.
You've never been on one since?
No. But I was bound determined to get a track. And I played with a lot of the men's kids that play football here and basketball. So when I came back as a coach, I knew them when I grew up. So it wasn't hard for me to go begging for money. I wasn't begging for myself, I was begging for Cushing High School. I loved it. When I moved here at 4, I told my wife, I loved Cushing when I was growing up. I always loved Cushing. I never was ashamed of Cushing. I always loved Cushing. When I came back to coach at Cushing, I love Cushing. I love coaching these guys that was here. And I'll tell you, they never quit. They got some bad coaching, but they never quit. I wasn't. The one fear I always had when I was coaching was letting the other team be in better shape than we were. And I think they'll attest that they got in shape. But it wasn't a grudge. It was amazing that we'd get done and do the man-eater drills. The man-eaters, you get a guy on your back, run full length back, 3/4 back, half court back, free throw line back. That was one. And they didn't go at it like it was a job. They for me to pick up Chief. Keith Davis. And he'd challenge one of the other guys. Hey, yeah, we're chasing you. And they'd all get on the line and compete, seeing who could be first, go down, back, down, back, down, back, down, back. That was one, you know. And I don't know how many of those things we did, but a lot of them. And then we, I'm sorry. Then we got guys on your shoulders. I think we remember this. Put your toes on a 2x4, and up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. I don't know, 50 of them or 100, however many we did. And we switch partners, up and down, up and down, up, building those gastromedius muscles. Okay. I learned that at college. Then we got done doing that. All right, guys, let's get on the bleachers. Up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. I felt sorry because John Odell slipped and tore the hide off his shin bone. Remember that? Yeah, I remember. I said, dadgummit, John, I'm sorry. Get up and down. Up and down. I do remember the night when he sat next to me and I got excited, which is unusual. I told my wife, I said, had you ever seen me coach, you never would have married me. I was wild. We got beat, I might kick a hole in the trash can. And I done it.
You've done that.
Somebody started to say something.
I was gonna say, don't forget the weights.
The what?
The weights.
Leg weights.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I forgot about those. Somehow I got money to buy leg weights for every play. I think they were 5 pounds, weren't they?
Oh, yeah.
We put a weight on each ankle, and that's how we did our drills. So when we got done and got in the game, they thought they was like a feather. They just floated down. The one thing I tried to teach, and I'm not bragging here, but on this Hall of Fame deal, they left out I was all conference basketball player. And I wanted my players to know that so that they didn't think some idiot was trying to coach them. They figured that out later. But it's just been a great life. And just a great time with everybody. I'll tell you, Chris Kinsey. Oh, I was going to tell you, I got him a name. I was going to vote on it, but I decided I've got a name called Scoop. Scoop. He gets the scoop on everything. If I need to know something, I call Chris. I wait for 2 o'clock when the lunch runs over with, because he's up there guiding these old ladies. I was up here one day sitting with him, and some ladies came in the door, and he jumped up about 3 foot in the air and got his menus. Come right this way, ladies. Come right this way, ladies. I said, boy, you're a snoozer, all right? But I appreciate him. He's done so much work on this thing. I just can't believe it. It's unreal. And I just want to thank all of you, because this is Saturday. You could be somewhere else. You could be fishing, which is what I used to like to do, or you could be whatever. But it means a lot to me and Janie and my family and my church friends that you took time out from your day to come with us.
Yes.
And Susan, I love you. Always have. And Donnie died, don't get nervous back here. I'm 79 years old. So I'm going to turn it back to John and let him finish it up. I love this guy right here next to me, John Odell. I loved his daddy. His daddy was, as I was talking a little bit earlier, Fay Odell disciplined the players and got them tough. They moved on to Melvin Skelton, Noel Dew, and Neil Ridley, and they refined the product and smoothed it out. We just had great coaches when I came through, and I appreciate them so much. I loved them. I went fishing with them a lot of years afterward. I got out of high school. We had the old Sea Club fishing trip. We went for 1 week. All the townspeople, we'd have 150 of us going on fishing trips. And this man, Brian Kelly over here, I loved his daddy. Bird. What I say, Brian Kelly.
That's his fight.
Well, I get mixed up. When I was younger, I didn't have an excuse. Now I'm older, I've got an excuse. I'm older. Thank you very much for coming, my friends from Rogers, different places. And Lord bless you, keep you safe. Thank you very much.
We'll be through in about 5 minutes. We've got 2 things we'd like to present. Scoop, Chris Kinsey. Come up here. I'm sorry, but when they, you're stuck. It's never too late to get a nickname. Coach, I'm going to let Chris make 2 presentations to you, and just another way to say we love you. Chris?
Get it undone.
Well, you never was very active.
Yeah, you had to be a good athlete to get a nickname. That's why I never got one. First of all, a Hall of Fame jacket for Coach to take with him.
I'm glad I lost 40 pounds. Went 280 to 240.
And then a replica plaque of the dedication of the track. And if you haven't seen it, it's out on the south side of the track. So go see that permanent plaque. Will honor Coach forever.
My daughter-in-law wants to take it. She's too funny not to. I got one little thing I forgot.
One.
Okay. There's a true Hall of Famer in this room. It's Randy Holloman. And I meant to have that. I've got that book.
It's out there.
Okay. Chris sent Scoop sent me a Cushing order and had a little note. Coach, here's one of your guys. It was about Randy Holloman, and he got the Alumni Hall of Fame this year in Cushing. He's the one that deserves the Hall of Fame.
Best for the last. The flowers for Mrs. Combrink to take home with her.
All right. You got it.
Okay, so
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever you want.
while they're doing those photos, please don't run off. We'd like to have some photo opportunities. One, Renee and Wormy and Kent and Moose and
That's not Kent, that's
and
Wendell.
Cindy. We're going to reenact the 1970 basketball royalty with Coach. We've got 6 of the 7 from that 1970 royalty. So we want that photo. Then we want all the girls that had Coach for a photo, all the guys with Coach with the photo. And then if there's anyone that individually wants some pics, Haley would be happy to do that. And she's got, again, I think I said it earlier, she's got email so you can link up. She'll send you an email so you can link to get any of the photos. Okay? All right, Coach. I'm going to close this out.
Good.
Be a good day.
Great day.
I want to thank everybody for coming. I want to thank everyone for your words and your thoughts that you shared. Some of you that didn't take the time to share your words, man, we miss hearing your story. You know, as I'm able to look out and I see some of my heroes, I see some of my teammates, I see some girls I had crushes on. I see coaches that I love. You know, I can remember that track being built and the hard work that went into that track. I can remember the snakes that were found. I can remember the workers. I think Possum is still running from that snake. Rode out on his feet inside my dad's car. I'm sure that wasn't meant to be on purpose. I've never seen 3 guys come out of the car as fast as those 3 guys. But Coach, we thank you for your dreams, your dedication, your work, your investment into our lives. You know, as we're growing up, we don't realize the things that we go to prepare us for today. The hard work, the discipline, the dedication, the challenges, the love, the words of encouragement, all of those things prepared us for the things that we go through today. The loss of parents, the loss of brothers, sons, daughters, jobs, our health, the things that we go through. Those things of early days prepared us to handle those for today. Coach Billy Graham, who I think is the greatest evangelist of modern time, made a statement one time, and I captured it and I put it in print. And he said, a coach will impact more lives in 1 year than any other man will in his lifetime. You can look in this room. This is just a small number of people that you impacted 1 day of 1 year at a time. And because of your love and because of your toughness, we have all become successful. And as Randy said, you may not have got a state championship team here, but you coached champions. And that saying that we all used to say, be tough, Tigers. We're all tough. And we're all leaders today. And we're impacting lives just like you impacted us. We love you, Coach Combrink.
Yes.
Thanks for your love. You guys have a great day. And thank you for coming back today. God bless each of you. There's nothing better than coming back to Cushing, Oklahoma. I love this town. I love this place. I love this school. Have a great day.